Welcome to That's Good Sports. I am Brandon Perna, and today I want to bet on some preseason football and preview some games for you. Something I've never done before, and now that sports betting is 100% legal, I'm excited to add interest to preseason games. Interest. Maybe my money would be better sitting in a bank account earning interest. I don't even want to know what the Browns' Carl Nassib would say about this.
So you telling us that all we got to do is put $100,000 in the bank and let the shit sit there?
100%.
Let it sit.
Don't fucking touch it.
Interest.
It's called interest, and it's so fucking easy.
Shut up, Carl. I'm going to bet $100 on the Browns because I believe the hype, especially in preseason where the Browns were undefeated last year. Today I'll look at 4 games with interesting betting lines. Packers, Steelers, Falcons, Chiefs, and Browns versus Bills, and Jags versus Vikes. That's good sports. This show is sponsored by BetDSI.com, one of the most trusted sports books out there. Like I said, I'm a casual sports bettor, and BetDSI is the only sports book I use. Right now, if you use my promo code GS100, BetDSI will match your deposit up to $1,000 with their bonus money. There's a 10x rollover with their matching money, so make sure you know what that means. Again, GS100 gets you free money, and use my link in the description to get to BetDSI. Now, as I promised, the first thing I want to do is bet my $100 on the Browns. I figure there's no better way to live on the edge than to bet on the Browns in preseason. It's like betting on a woman's due date before she's even pregnant. The Browns are currently 3-point favorites over the Bills, which I agree with. The Bills' defense is decent, but that offense has major concerns. Cleveland looked pretty good week 1 with Tyrod Taylor's perfect 5 of 5 passing and a touchdown, and Baker Mayfield played like the number 1 overall pick. Tyrod was a Bill last season, and it's crazy to say this, but he looks better. He looks more comfortable in fucking Cleveland. He should get more reps this week, and I think he'll seize the opportunity to punch his old team in the nuts. The dick balls, the penis junk. I thought Josh Allen looked better than expected in his first game, but I like Baker Mayfield to outplay him this preseason game. And that's why I'm putting $100 down on the Cleveland Browns. 100 for them to cover the 3 points and get the victory. Cleveland, you better not disappoint me. Now, if you want to make a last-minute bet, I suggest taking a look at the 2 most popular teams in the northern Midwest. Is Pittsburgh in the Midwest? North Midwest? All I know is Ben Roethlisberger is not going to play. This game opened the week with the Packers as 2.5-point favorites. They are now 5-point favorites. The reason this line shifted so much is because of the Big Ben concussion news, and that Aaron Rodgers made it clear he wants to play at home in front of the Cheeseheads. The hardest job on earth for a doctor is trying to diagnose Ben Roethlisberger with a concussion. Now, some people have a resting bitch face. Big Ben has a resting concussion face. It should also be noted that Packers' number 2 QB, Brett Hundley, looked pretty sharp in the preseason, which I think has prompted the shift in the point spread. Who do you go with here? I don't know. I'm just telling you what I see. The Steelers scored a lot against the Eagles, but 1 touchdown came on a free play and another set up by another big free play. I don't know. Another game that might interest you is the Falcons and Chiefs game. The Falcons opened as 3-point favorites at the Chiefs, but now are currently 1-point favorites. Atlanta scored 0 points in their first game against the Jets. Scoring 0 against the Jets is like walking out of a brothel scoring with 0 of the prostitutes. Matt Ryan will play a few series, but is probably doomed to play poorly after the Jaguars' Jalen Ramsey said he was overrated. Andy Reid revealed the Chiefs' first-team offense, led by Patrick Mahomes, will play for 2 quarters. I'm not sure if Matty Ice will even get a full quarter, so that is a big reason the odds in this game changed. Personally, I like the money line bet in this game for the Chiefs, or the over-under, which is set at 39. I feel like both of these teams are going to score some points, especially with KC playing their ones like it's the 3rd preseason game. I'm taking the over because either Patrick Mahomes is going to air it out and score a lot of touchdowns, or Patrick Mahomes is going to air it out and throw a lot of interceptions. Another interesting line you might want to risk it all on is the Jacksonville Jaguars and Minnesota Vikings game. Right now, the Vikings are 4-point favorites, which, if this were a regular season game, I'd say definitely take the Jags with the points. The biggest reason, though, I think the Vikings are favored is obviously because Kirk Cousins was one of the few key QBs Jags corner Jalen Ramsey complimented after he said Joe Flacco sucks, Josh Allen is garbage, and Matt Ryan, Matty Ice, again, overrated. He said Kirk Cousins is a winner, meaning he will win against the Jags this week. Both of these teams have great defenses, probably each top 5 this year, and young, studly, cuddly running backs in Leonard Fournette and Dalvin Cook. Cook, though, for the Vikings probably isn't playing, but the reason I think Minnesota is favored by 4 points is their QB depth. Kirk Cousins, Trevor Siemian, and Kyle Sloter is a far safer bet than Blake Bortles, Cody Kessler, and Tanner Lee. Who the fuck is Tanner Lee? And where do I buy his country album? Jalen Ramsey may not even play. I think the Vikings' third-string quarterback Kyle Sloter might be better than Blake Bortles, and the Vikings dominated the Broncos week 1. So why am I betting on the Jags? Because I know how well Trevor Siemian handles pressure. Horribly. If that second-team Jags defense gets after Siemian, I see them getting some easy points. So that's why I'm going to take Jacksonville. I think Siemian's going to buckle under that Jags defense. So yes, this is a new episode here on That's Good Sports. Let me know what you want to see, how to make these the best kind of videos for you. My plan is to talk about the games in terms of matchups and the point spread. I kind of want to mix both because I think they're both relevant, but I would like to know what you want to see. Thanks for watching another episode of That's Good Sports. Please subscribe here on YouTube and make sure to check back to see if I lost all of my money or if I won and became rich. We do a weekly podcast that goes up today on Thursdays on my second channel, That's Good Broncos. It's also on iTunes, Podbean, That's Good Sports Podcast. That's Good Sports Podcast. Download it. Love it.